Hello and welcome. So I have debated making this video for a while because of the way that I feel like it's going to make me look. But I've just decided, fuck it, I'm going to make it. Whether I decide to post it or not, we'll see. So you're either watching this or nobody's ever going to watch this. But I'll get into what I'm actually going to talk about in just a second. But the reason why I've debated actually making it or talking about this is just because I don't want it to seem like, oh, look at me, or like I'm gloating about what I'm going to talk about. But then I just remember back to a point when I used to consume content when I was trying to piece my life together of what I wanted to do and how I was going to get to where I want to get to, how I was going to get to where I'm at now. And all it would take sometimes is one video or a couple of videos or someone who I started consuming their content. That's all it would take for me to start to piece things together. So I'm hoping that this video can be that for someone, whoever's watching this. And that is how I manifested my dream life. And I've not really had many moments to actually soak in and realise that this is a life that I used to manifest when it was the middle of lockdown and we all got a break from work. And even though it was great to get some time away from work, it was great to get a mental break from work to allow myself to actually start thinking about, right, I want more. And that was it. That was all it started with, was just that initial thought of, I want more with life. You start seeing people online living these lives, living in Dubai, living abroad, working online, driving nicer cars, making more money. And then you put two and two together. Am I ever going to get there doing what I'm doing? At the time I was a joiner, wasn't making great money, I was in quite a lot of debt, I was driving a car that I couldn't afford, and I just wasn't at a point in my life where I wanted to be. I was still young, I still am young, and what I didn't realise is that I've got loads of time to figure it all out, so don't feel like you need to have it all figured out right now. You've got years, you've got your full life to figure out what you want to do and what you're going to do. So it doesn't matter whether you're 20 or 40, you can still figure things out and change your life. But at that point in time, I started thinking about the life that I wanted. I started to picture it, I started to envision it, I started writing down goals. And they were big goals. A lot of the goals that I was writing down were money related or just materialistic things or a place that I wanted to live. So I was just writing down these goals and I want to do this, I want to do this. I discovered the law of attraction, I read into that, and I just started consuming myself with these goals that I had wrote down, thinking about hitting these goals, achieving these goals, how would it feel when I've got it, and genuinely just envisioning myself doing it, living it, breathing it. And for about a year, 2 years, nothing was happening, nothing was changing. So you start to think, ugh, this is a lot of shite. I'm just writing this down, saying these affirmations, manifesting, visualising for nothing. Nothing's happening, nothing's changing. Why is nothing changing? I'm thinking about it all the time. I was reading into the law of attraction, manifestation, and it was saying that if you think about it enough, then it's going to come true. The universe is going to put it together for you. And what I've come to realise is it can just take a lot longer than you think. But a lot of what people don't tell you about manifestation and visualisation and the law of attraction is that you can't just visualise something into existence. It needs to be backed up with taking action. You can't just sit there and say, I'm going to have a mansion, I'm going to have a mansion, and not do anything off the back of that to try and get to the point where you're able to get a mansion. Does that make sense? You need to follow up with action. And I think that was the real anchor where things started to move for me, and it's got me to this point now. It has been a long period of probably the last 2 years of hard work to get me to this point. And don't get me wrong, anyone can go and book a flight to Dubai, rent an apartment, rent a car and start living here. That was most of what my dream was. But ultimately there was a shitload of work in order for me to get here first. So in order to manifest the dream life that you want, it needs to be backed up by action. You need to take action. You need to start doing things, making decisions, putting yourself out there, putting yourself in positions that make you feel uncomfortable, whilst also just believing in your head that it is going to fucking happen, envisioning like it is already happening. If you have this dream life, this person you want to become, these things you want to achieve, these goals you want to achieve, then you need to start living like you have already got them. And that means your routine, how you wake up, how you live your life day to day, you need to start living like that person. And then that's how the universe is going to start putting you towards that, because you're living like you've already got it. You're living like someone who already has it. You can't just sit and envision it in your head. Say to yourself in the mirror, I'm going to have a mansion, I'm going to have a mansion, I'm going to have a Lamborghini. It's not just going to fall on your fucking lap. Don't get me wrong, there probably is cases that might have happened to someone, alright? But it needs to be backed up with action. There needs to be some sort of plan of how you're going to get there. Otherwise it's simply not going to happen. So, I believe in manifestation. I think you just need to write down your goals of what do I want, first of all. What is it you want? What is your goal? Sit and have a think about what would truly fulfill you, because I think a lot of people think that it's just going to be more money, a nicer car, a bigger house. But what is actually going to fulfill you? Because I think no matter what the goal is, as soon as you achieve it, you're probably going to realise it's not as good as you think. The feeling's not going to be as good. It's maybe going to last for a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, a day, a week. But that feeling will fade. Like, I feel like that's what's happened with me with Dubai. Like, it was all I ever wanted, and I've not actually took a single second to soak it in and be like, wow, this was everything that I used to think about 2 years ago. So whatever it is that you want, the dream life that you want, have a think about it, and have a think about what is going to need to be done in order for you to get that. Start living like the person who has already got it. Take action off the back of it, but just truly fucking believe that you can do it. Write it down, manifest it, look at it every single day. I used to write down on a piece of paper, I had post-it notes on my wall, I had it as my background on my phone, all these goals, and I still do right now. I've still got all my current goals as my background on my phone, and I will look at them every single day. Am I just going to hope that I get 50k subscribers? Am I just going to hope that one day I wake up and just 50,000 people have just subscribed to my YouTube? No, it's going to need to be backed up by video after video after video after video until I get there. So it's like, yes, visualise your goals, yes, write it down, yes, look at it every day, but there needs to be some sort of action off the back of it. So whatever your goal is, write it down, look at it every day, consume yourself with that goal, think about it, look at it every single day, to whatever way would work best for you, whether that's writing it down on a post-it note, on your phone, on your laptop, or just saying it to yourself at night, in the morning. But there needs to be action backed up there. There needs to be, right, how can I actually get that? If your dream is to get a Lamborghini, a Lamborghini isn't just going to show up and somebody's going to give you the keys. There then needs to be a plan that needs to be backed up of, right, in order to get a Lamborghini, I need to be making more money. How can I make more money? What is going to be the easiest way for me to make money that I enjoy? What is a route that I can go down? That can throw you off, but because you can feel so fucking far away from that. But that's why it needs to be broken down into micro goals. The goals will feel so far away, but break it down. Break the goals down. I'd done this, but I didn't even realise it. Mine wasn't this structured. It was, my goals all felt miles away, and it isn't until I'm at this point now and I'm like, what the fuck, this is everything that I ever wanted, but I've not even thought about it because I've already set new goals. And that's the good part about it, is you're going to achieve these goals without even realising it, because it's just going to be on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. So yeah, I hope this video can be of help to someone, anyone, and if anyone took any inspiration or motivation from this, please drop me a message, let me know, and I would love to help you, point you in the right direction, and just support you, because like I said, what used to help me a lot was consuming content, looking at someone's content, looking at a post, seeing one fucking video and getting a spark of motivation, getting something and then doing something off the back of it. Like, in this day and age, you get motivated constantly. You're on TikTok, you're consuming short form, long form content, you'll see a video of David Goggins, you'll instantly want to go to a run, you'll instantly want to go to the gym. You get that feeling for 2 seconds and then you scroll, and then it's gone. So it's like as soon as you see a bit of content that motivates you, that makes you want to do something right off the back of it. Take action right off the back of being motivated. That's how you start moving the needle forward. And then just keep letting that fucking build. So yeah, hope this was of help. See you in the next one.